So UFC fans have ruthlessly reacted to Bryce Mitchell's loss to Jean Silva. Silva defeated Mitchell by submission at 3 minutes and 52 seconds of the second round. Now, just to kind of give some clarity, most people know that prior to UFC 314, Bryce Mitchell made some pretty crazy statements on his podcast about the Jewish community, and now fans are relishing in his loss and they're kind of getting their payback. Here's what the fans had to say. MMA expert says Bryce let the woman demons in his dreams win, and this is his punishment in Jesus' name. Another fan says, so Thug Nasty, the Lord has spoken at UFC 314. Jean Lord Silva makes Bryce Mitchell confess his sins by submission. Another fan says, Bryce Mitchell really called how he was going to get subbed during his intros. LOL. Jean Silva is a monster. MMA Guru says, I'm still going fishing with Bryce Mitchell. UFC 314. Another fan says, racist. Half of UFC fans watching their boy Hitler, loving Bryce Mitchell, get choked out by a minority. UFC 314. Ro Jogan says, apparently Bryce was fishing with H when he went to sleep here. UFC 314. Bryce Mitchell choked out in front of Trump. Laughing emojis. Perfection. Bryce Mitchell pack gonna have me like this by the end of it. UFC 314 should have prayed harder. Bryce Mitchell in the UFC 314 cage with Jean Silva. Another fan says black and non-racist UFC fans watching Bryce Mitchell get choked out cold. LOL. UFC 314. Broader broadcast says Jean Silva made Bryce Mitchell look like Jesus Christ. And then finally, Jean Silva might have just gave Bryce Mitchell a factory reset. UFC 314. But anyway, after the fight, Jean Silva jumped on the cage and showed acknowledgement to President Donald Trump, who was sitting cage side for the fight. After the fight, now Josh Thompson also gives his reaction to this fight as well. Josh Thompson says that Ilia Topuria is trying to run away from real contenders in his division, and did he really believe that he could run away from Jean Silva?
What a performance, man, by Jean Silva. But let me just ask you guys this. Did Ilia Topuria flee to get away from guys like this? Because he didn't clear out his division. I know it's probably a little controversial what I just said, but bottom line is, man, there was still work to be done at 145 pounds for Ilia Topuria, and Jean Silva looked fantastic tonight. Jean Silva made it look a lot easier than Ilia did fighting Bryce Mitchell. That should tell you a lot. MMA math doesn't always add up, but in this situation, it seemed very comparable. So overall, great performance by Jean Silva. Looking forward to seeing him fight again.
Now, another big announcement at this event is that Amanda Nunes was inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame, which is really well deserved.
Nobody can dispute that.
But yeah, congratulations to the GOAT. She definitely deserves it. But backstage, after sort of this announcement, she has now announced that she will be fighting the winner of Juliana Pena versus Kayla Harrison. And now Aaron Bronstetter actually confirmed this and says Amanda Nunes just did a scrum backstage where she definitively declared that she will return to face the winner of Pena versus Harrison. She says that when she saw the belt at the press conference yesterday, that she was looking at the fake belt and the real one is at her house.
Got announced that you will be in the Hall of Fame this summer. Amanda, I started tearing up watching you at the end of that. It seems fair to say that we have surprised you with this induction.
Yeah, they did. They surprised me. I don't expect at all. And they hired you very well. All the staff from UFC, I didn't expect anything. So it was amazing it was beautiful. And I love UFC, I love this game. I love it fight. and I miss so much. I honestly always have a hard time to be away, you know. I try everything. I try maybe coaching, maybe do this and that, but like I'm a fighter, you know, I'm a lioness, so I cannot be away from this game. So I'm ready to back in, but like tonight was amazing. Was beautiful.
Yeah, twofold, because we saw you at the press conference there for Juliana and Kayla, and obviously you're keeping eyes on whoever wins that. Is that fight itself the motivation to come back?
Definitely. Like I feel like the whole thing with Kayla Harrison, I feel like it motivated me a lot too. So she getting the UFC was a big thing, you know. And you know, she used to talk about me all the time, you know, in interviews, all those things. And I said, you know what? Like, I don't have any injury, I'm good, so I still training, I'm still healthy, so why not? It's a good...
So this is a massive move. I do believe that this will be a great fight between Amanda Nunes and Kayla Harrison. This has been a long time coming. Obviously, if you know the history between Amanda and Kayla, they both used to train together at American Top Team before Amanda actually left the gym to start her own gym. But yeah, this will be a massive fight, and I'm really looking forward to that. Just another side note as well, it's kind of unrelated to this, but if you see Amanda Nunes' hat, she has a piece of black tape over her hat. And this is actually a Bernie Sanders hat, believe it or not. A Bernie Sanders hat. Amanda Nunes is wearing this hat, and she's been told by the UFC or whoever to put a piece of black tape over the Bernie Sanders logo for whatever reason, which is pretty interesting considering Donald Trump was at the event. But anyway, yeah, I love the fight between Kayla Harrison and Amanda Nunes. I've been waiting this for a long time. And, you know, the Bryce Mitchell situation, man, you UFC fans are ruthless, man. But give me your thoughts in the comments about what you think about Bryce Mitchell's loss. Give me your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think.